Hi, it's Anthony with Land Title. I wanted to bring you a Greater Metro Denver update for the month of February. So here we are with the big stats for the month, and we've definitely seen some changes here. Average sales price is up 2% year over year, and our active units of inventory are up about 18%, but they're very stable right now. So that's a good sign. The big change here was those under contract numbers, right? We're actually down a little bit year over year, but month over month up 10% headed into that spring buying season, right? Because here we are kind of rounding the end of wintertime. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about was where we're at inventory wise and how that differs from this time last year. 18% year over year change across the whole metro area sounds like a lot of inventory, but really, we're only at 5,200 units. There's just not enough inventory in the market. We're still in a major supply shortage. Now, where is that the most apparent, right? Denver Metro, Denver County, Broomfield County, and Arapahoe County are way up, right? So 25%, 36% in the city of Denver. So those places have a lot more inventory than they did this time last year. Now, more modest increases in Adams and Douglas and Jefferson County. So those places are a little bit more reasonable. Now, if we look over at month supply of inventory, this kind of tells you what you should be feeling, right? 1.5 months of inventory is a seller's market, but it's significantly more inventory than we've had over the last few years. But it is starting to feel a little bit more normalized. It's actually very different than a lot of the surrounding areas, a lot less inventory. This has actually kept prices relatively stable, which is a really good sign for the Denver metro market and the health of our market here. Now, you can see in certain markets a lot less inventory than that. Jefferson County is at like 1 month of inventory. That definitely takes the cake for the lowest. Albert County, like it usually is a little bit higher. So, 1 month of inventory in Jefferson County, you could definitely be experiencing those bidding wars already, and you definitely will into the springtime. Now, days in MLS is going to accelerate over the next few months as well, because once we get into that spring buying season, the days in MLS really shorten. So, using this slide with your clients, you definitely want to tell them about that horseshoe-like behavior and what is actually going to happen and where we're going to get, come that, April, May, June timeframe, where we could easily be down in the 20s again. So setting expectations is very important on this slide. But I do think it's important to look at too just how different some of these markets are. Douglas and Elbert County, you might have a couple of months to go under contract, where if you're over in Jefferson County, 43 days to go under contract, even at those low inventory levels, that's going to get a lot faster very, very quickly. So if you take a look at it by price point, this is where we kind of look at some of the trends in the marketplace. We've seen a lot more sales from 1 to 3 million. 1 to 3 million, or even 800,000 to 3 million, much more than we saw this time last year. It's a good sign to see some of those buyers that have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for trade up opportunity to re-enter the marketplace, right? Good market confidence is a good sign that we're heading in the right direction. We're heading into a transitioning year. So I like to see that. I think that's very exciting. Looking at active units of inventory coming on the market, it looks like there's more inventory change at the lower end too, which is a really good sign for your buyers. Maybe they'll get some reprieve and be able to actually purchase something under 500,000, right? Because that's been a tough price point even last year again. Now, if we look at what we're going to see in our month supply of inventory by price range, this is where you can see under a million, still super competitive market, less than 2 months of inventory. Those days on market are going to continue to trend down into the middle of the year. So expect those 40 and 50 numbers to get smaller and smaller. They were elevated over the last few months and in the wintertime just because there just are not enough buyers out there in the marketplace. But don't expect inventory or listings to sit unless it's overpriced at this point. Now, if you see the sold data here, you can see we had 2,900 sales last month, about 5%, 6% up from this time last year. So that's a little promising, but I got a better slide to show you that one that you can talk about. If you look at it by sales price, right? Year over year increase in average sales price was 3.5%. Now, that's a good sign because a lot of the other markets have not felt an increase in their market, right? But with the shortage in inventory, it's really held those prices higher in the detached market. Now, certain places are a little different than others, but you got to read into them a little bit, right? Broomfield didn't have a 10% drop in their average sales price. They just sold a little bit different product type than what they were used to selling before. So take it with a grain of salt. The biggest thing is homes on average were up $25,000 from this time last year, and that's a great sign for the health of the market. But you want to get in with your buyers before this becomes a little bit more of an issue, because they could be priced out of this market very fast, because as interest rates come down, there's a lot of buyers out there with pent-up demand. Now, if you look at the attached market, it is very flat, right? It has been for a while. So stable, stable, stable. I think it's a great thing to preach to your clients, right? We are exactly where we were a year ago, but it is going to also see a big increase the second we see more buyer demand. That's a good sign. Now, why do I think there's going to be more buyer demand? You can see as interest rates start to come down and as people have more confidence and get off the sidelines, there should be an increase in sales month over month every single month this year, except maybe in March, because March had a kind of an extreme amount of sales that you wouldn't have expected last year. But those May, June, July numbers were really, really muted. So if we start to see interest rates start to fall just a little bit, you're going to see a lot of buyers re-enter the marketplace, and we will see some seasonal trends. So year to date, we're up 3%. Month over month, we were up almost 6% in total sold units. That's a good sign. So use this to shoot some videos with your clients and talk to them about what's happening, or even use it with your clients to help them understand the pace of the market and what's coming to happen. The percentage sold price to list price, this is the last slide I wanted to talk about. We're already at 99.4%. We will be over 100%, which means very healthy, strong market. The best part of the market, that most extreme part of the market, is that 5 to 800,000. You guys see this all the time though, in 5 to 800,000, where that's the bulk of where our median buyers are. So it's very competitive in there. There's not enough inventory, and you're going to see bidding wars, right? I mean, it's just going to happen. Now, will it be anything like the past? No, it won't. It will be a lot less extreme than those unicorn years in 21 or 22, but we will see that pretty normal seasonal trend, a lot like last year, but maybe a little more extreme as we have buyers re-entering the marketplace. If you have any other questions, need anything else from me, I'm Anthony Meisner at Land Title. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to see more content. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time.